guys, welcome to another episode of Rad Rides. Today I'm going to be giving you a full review of my newly bought and transported to my house from the state of Idaho, a 2023 Toyota Sequoia TRD PRO in Solar Octane color. If you're new to this channel, you know that I really love the color orange. I've had a Toyota Tundra TRD PRO in Solar Octane. I have a 2023 Toyota 4Runner TRD PRO in Solar Octane color. I also had a Ford F-150 Raptor in Code Orange. That's a special orange color from Ford. And my baby, that is my 1997 Mercedes-Benz C36 AMG in special Inferno color. Feel free to watch those videos and it gives you a perspective of how much I like the color orange. And as usual, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. That's one of the ways that gets our channel growing. And as usual, we're going to be telling you a little bit about the history of this Toyota Sequoia. We're going to be going over the interior, exterior features, what's special about this car. And towards the end, we're going to be driving this car and tells you how this car feels actually on the road. And I hope you like this episode, guys. All right, guys, now let's talk a little bit more about this 2023 Toyota Sequoia TRD PRO. But before doing so, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history of Toyota and making the Sequoia model. Toyota started building the Sequoia back in year 2000. That was the first generation Toyota Sequoia. It had a 4.7 liter V8 engine, and it actually was a pretty popular car, both in its versatility, and it could seat 7 people, but also the fact that it had a very reliable engine. Second generation of Toyota Sequoia was introduced in year 2007. That had a 5.7 liter V8 naturally aspirated. Now that's the same engine that was in my 2020 Toyota Tundra TRD Sport. They both, Toyota Sequoia and the Tundras, they shared that 5.7 liter V8, and that also could seat 7 passengers, and it was a very popular model of Toyota Sequoia, the second generation. However, that generation was built from year 2007 until 2022. So for 15 years, Toyota was making that car, and it was just a dinosaur. And for year 2023, Toyota came out with a new body style of Toyota Sequoia, and so far it's been a very popular seller, and a lot of people are still waiting in line to get one of these. I actually had to wait almost a year and 2 months to get my 2023 Toyota Sequoia TRD PRO. All right, guys, now let's talk about the engine of this 2023 Toyota Sequoia TRD PRO. All Toyota Sequoias for the year 2023, or the third generation of Toyota Sequoia, come with this iForce Max engine, which is a 3.5 liter V6 twin turbo, and it also has a hybrid battery assisting it. It makes about 437 horsepower and 583 pound-feet of torque. It's all mated into the ground via a 10-speed automatic transmission. That's a new transmission versus the second generation that has had a 6-speed automatic transmission, so it's a lot more efficient. You can change gears a lot faster, and it does a 0 to 60 in 6.2 seconds. Now this car is pretty heavy, and it tips the scale at 6,150 pounds, and it can tow 9,500 pounds, which is actually very good. And Toyota states that it gives you 19 miles per gallon in the city and 22 miles per gallon in the highway, for combined fuel economy of 20 miles per gallon, which is actually pretty good for a full-size SUV that can seat 7 people. Moving on and talking about the wheels, brakes, and suspension on this 2023 Toyota Sequoia TRD PRO. Much like the Tundra TRD PRO, this car also comes with the 18-inch BBS forged wheels with a matte black finish to them, and these wheels are wrapped in Falcon Wild Beak tires that are 285/65 18s, and it gives an overall tire size of 33 inches for this Sequoia TRD PRO. And this car has 2 piston opposed calipers, and they hug these 13.9-inch in diameter rotors in the front, and in the rear the brakes are single piston calipers, and the rotor size is 13.6 inches in diameter. And this car actually comes with TRD off-road suspension with 2.5-inch Fox internal bypass coilovers and rear remote reservoir shocks. This TRD PRO comes with TRD PRO skid plate and TRD PRO front stabilizer bar. Okay, guys, now let's talk a little bit more about the interior of this Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro. Right off the bat, I really like how Toyota has done with the door. This is very similar to my 2022 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro in the same exact color, Solar Octane. I like how they put the leather stitch materials in the doors, the door cards. You got a really nice door armrest right here. You got the power windows, automatic folding mirrors. You got 2 memory seats. You got a lot of rooms over here. Really love this, dig this. You got a JBL subwoofer right underneath the driver's seat. Obviously, we got the TRD Pro all-weather mats. Love the aluminum pedals that you see. And this is one of the most highlights that I really like about these cars, because the interior seats, these are the heated, ventilated, and camouflaged leather seats. It basically match the pattern that you see on the fender flares. So Toyota has done a really good job. Love how Toyota, just like the Tundra TRD Pro, put the letters Toyota. It's nice and raised. You got the gray, and then you got the little red on the margins of them. That's really nice. Love how this materials kind of looks like carbon fiber, both here and also in the center console. Toyota has used that. Just overall, the whole dashboard is really nice. Then you got this, obviously, this monstrous 14-inch infotainment screen. You got your navigation, music, phone, different features of the car. But you know, it's really nice and big. One thing I'm gonna criticize about Toyota, you cannot do split screen. Hypothetically, half of a screen being like navigation screen, and then the other half being radio. So they could have done a better job. Another good thing I really like about Toyota, these seats are both air-conditioned seats, the front and heated seats. So that's really nice. Then you got your automatic climate control, your dual climate control, both for driver and passenger. Then you also have the heat option for the rear seats. So you can do that, turn it off or turn it on. Just like the Tundra, you have this feature that this car can actually help you, guide you. If you have a trailer or something that you're pulling, you can back up and it will guide you. And I really like the features that you have on the camera. You got plenty of views on the camera. The 360 camera on this Toyota is nice, clear, and it's on spot. You also, if you want to take it off-roading, it does have the some camera features. Obviously, we're not doing that right now, but it is pretty cool. One thing I wish Toyota did on the 360 camera, this car is not gray, magnetic gray. This car is Solar Octane. They could have at least made sure this car was, in the camera view, was also orange. Really nice, clear navigation screen. You got a good options, zoom in and zoom out. The digital dashes, really nice. I love that. Now you have 3 features as far as the car. You can put it on eco mode, normal, and sport mode. Sport mode, you know, kind of opens up the exhaust a little bit and gives you that acceleration. You can definitely hear the TRD exhaust at play. Obviously, this is your battery, because this car does have a hybrid engine, and that's a normal engine, the normal twin turbo engine. All right, the steering wheel feels really nice and firm. I love how it's perforated. Obviously, we talked about the band, the red band on top, and the TRD on the bottom. Really love that, dig it. I love how they got some stitching going on here and on the sides of here. You got the volume button. You got various things that you can do, voice command. The distance between your car and front car. It has a digital, it has a radar, has a sonar, so you can feel that, lane detection. Cruise control, intelligent cruise control, or regular cruise control. So it's got a lot of nice features. Really like how you have this 2 cup holders right here. Really nice and nifty. Also right here, you have the Quashi or the phone charger. That's pretty cool. You got some space right here. You also have a USB connection right here. And I love this gear shifter. You got little letter stitched in here. You got the word TRD in here. Again, very similar to my Tundra TRD Pro. I love how much room you have in the center console. This is really nice. You can put your coins here, USB type A and type C. You got plenty of room. Also, there's an option that you can put a safe in here. They call it the center console safe. It's really cool. I like The material is really good, nice and comfortable. Obviously, you have the 2 cup holders here. And this car has a rare option of dual pane moonroof that on TRD Pros is not, you don't see that common, but you can control the shade. I'm gonna close the shade. See, it comes and closes. I can stop it at any time. And then we also open it now with one touch. Now it is raining now, so I'm not gonna open up the dual pane moonroof. All right guys, now I'm gonna show you how to get in the back of this Sequoia TRD Pro. Now this is a 7-passenger. Some of the models of this Toyota Sequoia are actually 8 passengers, but in the middle row, you actually have captain seats. So I'm getting in here now. Mind you, I don't have the rock sliders. I took the rock sliders off because I'm getting some aftermarket rock sliders. So it's gonna be a little bit difficult to get in, but we're gonna take a look. So I'm getting in the car. I'm gonna use this handle. There we go. And the middle seats are really nice and roomy. And they have a little handle right here, so it's nice and comfortable. The middle row seats actually have a quite bit of leg room and headroom. Obviously, we have a lot of view as well. We also have a lot of lighting in this car. We have the dual pane panoramic moonroof that you see. And also, you got really nice and big windows. You got a couple of things. You got this little privacy shade that you can pull up both on the middle row seats and also on the back row seats. So that's pretty cool. You got your own little digital climate control. You can set it right here, different modes you can choose. And you also have USB type A and type C's over here. And you have a 110 volt outlet in here. So that's pretty cool. A lot of cup holders. You got 2 right here that you can use from the front passengers. And you have some cup holders right here that you can put on. And you got some space right here. You also have some space in the back of the driver and passenger front seats. So you got a lot of, you know, nice space. You got your own light right here. You got your vents right here if you want to use. So I really like the middle row seats. For the back row seats, if you want to get in, you can pull in this latch and it comes all the way up and you can get in back there. Now to get in the back seats, okay, we can either go from here, which is a little tight, but it's doable. Let me get in the back seats. So these back seats are actually very tight, but the back seats do have a little bit of reclining. The headroom on the back seats are actually pretty good. And but we would definitely, I would suggest to put like a car seat or, you know, a small passengers in the back seats of this Sequoia TRD Pro, because you don't have a lot of room on these back seats, guys. You can actually recline the seat so that goes in back a little bit and it comes up a little bit. It's nice, it gives you a little bit of room, but again, these back seats are not very roomy. You got some cup holders here. You also have USB type C here. You got a little bit of storage right here. And obviously you have your ventilation. You'll have some privacy in here too. You can pull these guys up, put it right here. So that's pretty cool. I like how nice and triangular it is. You got your light here. You got a little vent here. So that's pretty cool. And you can have a coat hanger here as well. And you also have a really good view of the front. And this car also right here, from right here, you got a little hump. So your headroom is actually pretty good, but we don't have a lot of leg room. I mean, this is, Toyota could have done a little bit better job, and it is raised because they put the hybrid battery right underneath where my foot is. So this car, you don't have, your legs are kind of held up, kind of like what you see right here. And it's not as comfortable as they could have done. The 3 rear seats do not have the camouflage pattern to them like the middle seats and the front seats do. So Toyota, you know, could have, you know, basically put the camouflage seats on all the 7 seats, but they didn't. On the 3rd row seats, you don't get any of the stitching that you see on the front 2 rows of seats. So the back seats, except the seats, you get some stitching. You don't get any TRDs or anything like that, but They could have done a better job, but they kind of cheapened out a little bit on the rear seats. All right guys, now let's talk a little bit about the exterior styling of this 2023 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro. Again, much like my previous 2022 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro, you can see a little theme of how the headlights and the heritage grille with those the 3 amber lights, because of the width of this car is also over 80 inches, and the factory built-in light bar. Basically, a lot of the things of this Sequoia is similar to Tundra. Well, one thing that you can notice is the taillights are not as long as the Tundra. Also, the bumper is a little bit different. There's no camouflage effects that you see on this bumper, the front bumper of this Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro, but there is a lot of similarities, and that's the theme between Toyota Tundra and Toyota Sequoia from the first generation, second generation, and now the third generation of this vehicle. I really dig how these LED lights, these are the quad LED headlights that you see. Not a big fan of this fake vent that you see underneath the headlights, but I really like this, man. This actually goes all the way through the bumper, and it actually cools down the brakes of this car. Love the design of this, overall design of this front bumper with the tri-bulb LED fog lights on each side, as you see. And as you know, we also have our skid plate underneath here, as I showed you previously. So the overall design of this car is absolutely beautiful. I love how Toyota put TRD into these amber lights inside of the grille. Moving on, the hood is, I think, is either identical or is very much like the Tundra. I like how it kind of swoops in right here. It would have been nice if Toyota had put a little hood scoop, functional, not like the previous generation, or my 4Runner that you see over there that is actually fake. But you know, it would have been a nice touch if Toyota had done that, but I'm not going to complain too much. I like this little area signifying that it's TRD Pro and its little camouflage effect. Also, you have the camouflage little touch of Toyota going on here on these moldings on top of the fender. Talked about the wheels. These are the 18-inch BBS forged wheels. Coming up to one of the things that I really like about this car is the tow mirrors. They're actually power extending, and when you actually put the car in reverse, this part of the mirror actually comes down, and that helps you see really well. Really like that. Good job, Toyota, to put that, and it helps you if you're towing something. You have a more areas to see, and hopefully you don't have any accident with that. I love how there is no elements of chrome. This is black on orange. This is very nice. You got this nice long TRD rock slider, and these are heavy duty. Really love that. And one of the things that some people don't like about this car, but I think gives it a really nice touch, is this TRD roof rack. It's really nice. It's modern compared to the basket that you see on the 4Runner. This thing is actually pretty slick. I like how it's not bolted into the roof of the car. It actually goes on this little line right here, so that's pretty cool. And I like when you look at it from the above, like the drone shots that we took, it just looks very slick. And then obviously on top you can see the dual pane moonroof, which is actually a rare option on this TRD Pro trim of the Sequoia. Same thing, you see the camouflage effect going on here. You got this really long, massive rear door to let the passengers enter into the third row of seat. I really love this modern taillight that you see. And as far as the turn signals, you have this little sequential element of the taillights. That's very nice. I love how Toyota blacked out the Sequoia, and that's a signature thing that they like to do on their TRD Pro. I love how the bumper looks, and I really love the exhaust, the TRD exhaust. It makes a menacing sound. Take a listen. Coming to the back of this car, you got this really nice and convex mirror, but I wish Toyota had put this rear wiper blade underneath here, kind of like the 4Runners they've been doing for some time. I don't think that's a good idea that Toyota kind of let it sit here. It's not smooth. It's not a clean design. They should have just tucked it in there somehow and made this rear spoiler a little bit bigger, but they didn't do it. And one thing about this car compared to the 4Runner, the rear window on this car does not come down. The 4Runner does, so that's a nicer, cooler feature. Now, one thing I like about this car is if you have the key fob with you and you put your feet underneath here, this tailgate actually opens. It's very nice, smooth operation. And if you want to close the tailgate, a couple of options you have. You can either press the button, it will just close it. You can press this little button right here, it will close it and lock it. Or you can put your feet on the back again and it will close it for you. It's very nice. It closes very smoothly, not a very fast, slow rate. And it also is soft touch. Do you see how it's closing? It's very nice. And then on the back of this car, you got a couple of things that you need to pay attention to. So Toyota took a little step. They became creative in order to create space in the back of this car. This is not a full-size 3-row SUV like a Denali XL or a Suburban, but you do have 7 passengers that you can put in here. You know, got the 3 rows of seats. So on the back, you don't have a ton of room, but Toyota came up with this little shelf design that you see here. You got this little slits on the side that I am just with one arm. I'm gonna do this, and this actually goes in, and this side is in, and then this side you can just put it in. So you got a little bit of a tiered shelves over here. You have some more space right here that you can put stuff, and I like how they put these things so things don't slide back and forth. And one thing I like about this car, you have a 400 volt or basically a 120 volt or a household outlet here. And these seats, you can press them and it folds the rear seats all the way. Same thing on this one, and then you can bring them back. And same thing here. So that's pretty cool. Driving this 2023 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro, I gotta say it has a lot of similar feelings to my Tundra TRD Pro. They were even the same color, Solar Octane, but this one is almost about 150 pounds more. Same acceleration, same engine. It's got the 3.5 liter, as we talked about, twin turbo with a hybrid engine, hybrid electric engine, and pumps out 437 horsepower and 583 pound-feet of torque. That's kind of like a diesel truck type torque. That's very, very admirable. It's very smooth. It's very nice. I love how the steering wheel feels. They put a lot of stuff to make this TRD Pro a little bit more pronounced, like the TRD in the steering wheel, the little red band right here. I kind of think that Toyota was studying the Raptor, as I mentioned to you on my last video. So they also put this here. Got the little TRD on the shift knob, and the seats are really comfortable. They don't grab you like a true sports car, but they're really nice and comfortable. And the fact that the seats are both air conditioned and heated, it just adds to the allure of this Sequoia TRD Pro. And another thing I like about this car is when you're standing idle at traffic light, the car goes into the hybrid mode, so basically shuts off the engine. Now, the car has barely any miles. We have 46 miles on the odometer, and it will take a little bit of time to get the true mileage on this car, but I'm estimating, Toyota says, about 19 in 2022, 19 in the city, 2022 in the highway, but with average of 20. I would say this car probably in real average life, driving would get you about probably 17 miles per gallon, which is significantly more than the previous generation Sequoia. The previous generation Sequoia had a solid engine and transmission. That 5.7 liter NA nitrally aspirated V8 was pumping out 381 horsepower and 401 pound-feet of torque. And we had it in my 2020 Toyota Tundra TRD Sport, and I've actually driven a Sequoia itself too, a previous generation. It was nice. I love the sound of it. The V8, there is no replacement for displacement, but this thing is faster and obviously more fuel efficient. Now, When the Tundra came out, they had a little bit of problem with the wastegates. Toyota has been fixing it. You know, their brand reliability, the image that people associate Toyota, you know, these cars, they last forever. You've seen my 266,000 mile 4Runner, the manual transmission one that is just, as soon as you turn around, she goes. There is no problem with it. I mean, these cars, they're very, very, coming from a very, very reputable automaker. So they fixed that problem, and hopefully we don't have any more issues in long term, you know, when these cars get about 100 or 200,000 miles on them. All right, guys, we're emerging on the highway. I am on eco mode. I'm gonna switch it to sport mode, and I'm gonna give her some gas. Let's see how this beast, the tank, can handle acceleration. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Whoa, she goes. My goodness, that is a quite bit of acceleration for a 61 or 6,200 pound vehicle. It's easily emerged. This is a benefit of that, having that diesel type or diesel truck type torque. 584, almost 600 pounds of foot-pounds of torque. That is amazing. I mean, it's very amazing. We're gonna give her a little bit more gas. Oh, the sound of the exhaust is music to ears. Now, I know some of it is, as they say, it comes through the speakers, so it's a fake sound, but I like it. They did a good job. It's not overbearing. It's a nice balance to it. Very, very nice job, Toyota. One thing I gotta say, this car feels like a solid, real-life tank. I thought my 4Runner TRD Pros and numerous ones that I had were built like a tank, but this thing, it just feels solid, heavy, and you feel very safe. And obviously you can fit 7 passengers in it. So it's a bigger, more updated version of the previous tank, the 5th generation Toyota 4Runner. But this thing is just, you know, I nicknamed it the tank. So I'm very impressed by the way it feels, the steering response, the braking response, obviously the acceleration. It's really good. And obviously some of the modern amenities like heated steering wheel and air conditioned seats, heated seats, memory seats, obviously this beautiful dual pane window. You got this that is really, really nice and shining on a nice sunny Southern California day. So as if the color wasn't already shiny, you're getting a lot of sun too. It just adds to the flavor of this car. I really like this car. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Rad Rides, giving you a full review of my 2023 Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro in the shiny Solar Octane color. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. That's one of the ways that gets our channel growing. And until next time that we have another car that has significance in automotive history, or I will be doing some videos of my own personal cars, doing some other different types of videos. Until then, you guys be safe.